Jennifer, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
So nice
Uh,
to meet you.
Likewise, I just got done speaking with your amazing creators that worked on these shorts, and the level of excitement that they still feel to this moment right now. Yeah, the energy that they brought to both interviews was amazing. Is that
Oh,
something
good.
that happened throughout the whole project?
I think so. I mean, I think that first time directors have such a unique perspective that I adore. And it's one of the best parts of my particular job is these are people who are coming in with automatic passion and drive to make something that is special to them for so many reasons. And I think it's felt on the floor. Their teams feel it. If someone has the energy and the ability to communicate their vision to their team, they fly and are so successful in this program. And I think the directors of season 2 don't fall short in that area. So a lot of it's infectious. I mean, you start to really want to make it the best it can be. I mean, that's the goal of having a director who makes strong choices and is able to influence their team. So I think they all have a great energy around them that they are able to impart on others, and that's awesome.
Absolutely. They've all obviously been working very hard on other feature projects and now get to work on their own. We've seen season one, uh, Zach Parrish, who got to do Us Again. Is
Yeah.
that the hope that, investing in your animators so that they can rise up and create more beautiful things that inspire the world?
Yeah, what's so great is the blind selection of Short Circuit is really focused on amazing storytelling or really intriguing experimentation. So the natural way of it is that really great ideas are picked because the pitches are solid, the idea is clear, the theme is there. So I think what comes with that automatically are filmmakers that have an incredible potential to rise to other positions or other projects in the studio that they could then go on to. And I think it just is really great to shine a light on the people who automatically have that talent. And so that's a really special part about Short Circuit is anyone could submit, and it really is able to then let them be seen in their talents.
How difficult is it to narrow down the projects? Because I can imagine that everyone in that office has a variety of great ideas.
It's terrible. It's hard. I'm so grateful that I'm actually not one of the ones making those decisions. I curate the whole process. So
Okay.
I work with the filmmakers, potential filmmakers at the time, and honing their pitches. I hold an open, my door is open, my office is open to anyone who wants to come in and workshop their ideas with me before they submit it to the committee. And then I give them the feedback after the committee to help them work on their ideas for the future as well. So for me, my investment gets deeper every time somebody goes to
Mm.
submit something, but I don't make any of the decisions or choices. It's completely blind on a more of a more group setting that I don't actually vote on that setting. And I'm really glad because to your point, it's tough. Sometimes it comes down to scope where we're like, this is a great idea, but it's huge and we need to condense it to make a short. Or it comes down to let's really hit on your theme here. Let's make it clear, concise, interesting. And I think that the selections that have been made are amazing. So you can only imagine what else is out there that we could make in the future.
Yeah, because I found it really interesting and funny that you guys have one short about a guy at a stoplight and his experience. And on the other side of the spectrum, you have somebody's life journey and coming back home over and over again, and that circle of life and everything in between. And both of these directors are able to fit it in that time
Oh,
frame. It's amazing.
I agree. They have to make so many really difficult choices along the way to make it within that time. And I don't envy that at all. To I help to influence in the areas in which I think they want to focus on most. That's why it's really important to me to get to know what they're really trying to get out of the program. So if you're sitting in a layout camera meeting, but I know that it's really important to you to get rain and snow and wind and water later on, I have to be real with you in that moment to be like, I know this seems like the most important decision you're ever going to make right now, but I would save the time because you want your seasons to change and you're really going to want to curate that as much as possible. So let's keep moving. That's kind of my job, is to help them focus on the bigger picture and really have a broad view of the whole experience, even when they're in one particular moment at a time.
And in your help to them, was a common area that you often have to correct an incoming director?
Yeah, it's less about correction, more about education, I'd say.
Mhm.
Um, it depends where they come from. One unique thing about Short Circuit is you could be anybody in the studio. We've had everyone from a coordinator to a story artist to a look development person to a technical director to, so they all come with their expertise, with their knowledge of where their particular focus has been up until this point. And then my job is to fill in the blanks for everything else. So it really depends, because if you're a story artist, you're used to pitching and cutting things out and trying something new and then knowing it doesn't work and throwing it away. You have that experience and knowledge that that's what happens. But if you come from modeling and you're just making characters or making environments, that process seems so scary to you and you have no idea what to expect. So I try my best to do as much education as I can.
That sounds like a really, really challenging job, and kudos to you for being able to do that.
Oh,
But I
thanks.
mean, you have worked on several fantastic films. Correct me if I'm wrong. You've worked on Tangled, Princess and the
Mhm.
Frog, Iron Giant, to name a few. I mean, all films that I adore. Uh, Tell me, in your experience and seeing this group of animators, directors now, what makes this group special?
Whoa. Okay. So many things. I think it's where what their backgrounds bring to the table. Rhiannon was speaking about her parents who are scientists who influenced her childhood to think deeper about the way that sound functions in our world. I mean, like that blows your mind just as a concept. And then Jaco comes from a place where he wasn't even sure he was going to make it over to Disney, and that he comes from a different part of the world, even that has a similar feeling and experience that we can all relate to. So, what's so phenomenal to me is that they're able to concisely and passionately convey something that they feel so invested in. And I just don't even know if I could do that. So I see that in all the films that I've worked on in my career, but this is in a very like concentrated and a period of time. But not only that, they're taking big risks. They're putting themselves out there for the first time in front of a team of people who've probably worked at the studio for 20 plus years, and they're making something that's coming out of feature animation, which has like this high standard. So for them always to be holding themselves to that is a tough place to be in, and I admire them for being as confident as they can be and following their instincts. So it's a big, I think, roller coaster for them, and I think that's something really for them to be proud of.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. Jennifer, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your insight and being able to talk
Thank
to
you.
you. Congratulations on the second season for Short Circuit. I look forward to a third.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, take care.